So we played through 110 games / DLCs this year. Not all of them came out this year, but as we do every year on stream, we're gonna rate these, put them in the categories, figure out what my own game of the year is. You know, Astrobot won at the Game Awards, but it's time to figure out what we actually got going on here. So these got put into alphabetical order. If you want to see any of these playthroughs, they're all on YouTube. You can catch all of them and more. Most of these are ones that we finished. There are a couple I left off. If they're multiplayer only titles, like if I played Apex or something, we're not going to rate that. Tekken 8's on here because we did play story mode. Baton Brutal we've not quite finished, but I feel like I played enough to where we could we could throw it on there. But yeah, there are a couple titles that we played like 30 minutes to an hour or a couple hours of that we just kind of dropped for whatever reason that I left off because it didn't feel right. A little to the left. Not all these I'm gonna give a lot of explanation for because I don't think a lot of them need it. This was a solid like B game, I think. On Wake 2, I think this has to be the DLCs, right? Alan Wake came out last year. So yeah, this would have just been the DLC. Some of these that are DLC, I didn't really make thumbnails for, so we haven't played the most recent DLC, which looks cool, because of like PC performance issues. So we're just gonna put that in C, because that one, it was alright. This wasn't anything special. Yo, man, Bear Paradox, thank you for the $50 towards our goal. Much appreciated. Oh, Amnesia Anthology on controller coming up. Ooh, okay, okay. We'll have to do that soon. Okay, Baton Brutal. We have not completed yet. We will at some point in the DLC. This one's hard to rate because it's a rage bait game, right? You're supposed to get mad, you're supposed to get angry. But, with that in mind, just playing at the gameplay and stuff and figuring it out, I'm gonna put it in B, you know? B for Baton Brutal. I feel like that's an accurate. Legacy of Rust, the new stuff for Doom that came out, the Doom 1 and 2 expansion. This was an A. I liked it. It got a little crazy at the end. They went a little too far off the edge. But Exiled, D. Wasn't very impressed as far as puzzle games go. This is gonna go off the screen now. I mean, yeah, Baton Brutal is basically just Minecraft parkour. The Munchie dating sim. This one's a mod, but I threw it on here anyways because it was it was wild. This one, I don't actually know how to rate this. Maybe I shouldn't have left it on there. This is the DLC. Alan Wake 2's DLC. Although I did not rate it very highly, the base game last year. Like, yeah, I also, like, there's some stuff on my end that I've, like, worked out performance-wise, so we could probably get another test. It's just gonna be down the road sort of thing. Refunds here? No. This was... this was something. I'm gonna, I see, like, C's a fair spot. It was a fun playthrough, but, yeah. Like, Atomic Heart, this is also the DLC. I don't remember if this is the first DLC included. I think this is only the Trapped in Limbo DLC. Yeah, okay, it's Trapped in Limbo DLC specifically. Which I thought was better than the first DLC, but very gimmicky. I'll put in B. I think that's... there's also new DLC coming out for Atomic Heart that's like under the water. Bioshock 2 Protector Trials. Which is, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. We'll put it in C. Some of these I'm just not gonna talk too much about. Clem, 2D platformer, not platformer, 2D horror game. It's in C or D. It was short enough to where I didn't hate it. Crossroad OS. Cool little puzzle game. Rating a B because it needed to be longer. Darkwood. This was a fascinating game. The difficulty was the thing holding it back. I'm gonna throw Darkwood in B as well. Don't Be Afraid 2. C. So if you want to see my thoughts, we kind of talk about it as we play the game. So if you're curious about any of these, you can ask in chat. Maybe I'll come up with a justification, but yeah, because all these playthroughs are on YouTube. Don't Knock Twice. This is either D or Refund. I think I'm gonna put it there. My brain wants to put it in D because this is a game like a lot of these games I did end up getting a key for. So I wasn't like too mad because I didn't spend my own money. I think if I had spent my own money on this game, I would have it would be in this tier. So I think fairly speaking, we'd put it there. Far Away, Arctic Escape, fun little puzzle game. With puzzle games versus Crossroad. I think the puzzles just aren't difficult enough. Oh, Dadama. Hello, howdy. Fierce to Fathom, Woodbury Getaway. Yeah, I'll put in C. Kind of a step back, I feel like, from Ironbark Lookout. The fishing mini game and stuff being random, not great, and overall it's just kind of not super scary. But yeah. Talos Principle 2. This would be the DLC, the Road to Elysium DLC, which yeah, this is S tier. Talos Principle 2 is one of, I mean, with the DLC included, is like the best puzzle game of all time. Portal's up there, just because, you know, it's Portal and it's great. But as far as purely puzzle games go, if you want a game to play puzzles in and to test your brain and give you brain wrinkles, Talos Principle 2 is number one. Like Darkwood, yeah. The reason I put Darkwood in B instead of higher up is because I feel like there needs to be a difficulty between like normal and hard. Because normal is fine, but I don't want to play with permadeath, but I need something harder, like that punishes death but doesn't give me permadeath. If that was in there, we're moving it up, but okay, I actually need to. Now I'm getting to the point where I can't even see the images without scrolling down. You guys aren't going to be able to see this now. The Pony Factory. I wish I could refund. Did not enjoy that. Trepang 2's DLC. The Blade Kisser DLC. Big fan of Trepang. I think this was kind of a B. The sword wasn't cool enough to justify being any higher, but the two levels were pretty fun. Ooh, now this one is interesting, because I've not played the most recent updates for Witchfire. I'm kind of waiting for a full release before jumping back into it. And my initial experience has this in like C/D tier. I want to believe this will be higher up once there's more content and the devs figure out what kind of game they're making. But yeah, I can't. I'm gonna put it in C. I don't think it's bad enough to put in D. Like, yeah, okay. Haunty, this game was pretty cool. I'm gonna put this in A. It was the game that's like Super Mario Odyssey kind of thing, but it's a ghosts in an isometric world. Very cool. Very surprising. Hellblade 2. Do I need to say more? Should I say more? No, I don't think so. That was the time Our newest entry to the list, number 110 on the list, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's definitely up here. The thing is, I have to take into account recency bias and the fact that I've just been running the game for the past week, which definitely gives it a bump up. I want to put it in S, but I think like months from now, when the dust settles, it'll probably be an A. I think the ending kind of falls flat as far as the story goes. It kind of just like wraps up in a really weird way. I might come back to that and think about it. Indica. D. It's also one of those things that maybe I'll move some of these once I have more in the list. I'm like, all right, this shouldn't belong with these other games, right? So we might revisit some of these. Mouthwashing. I'm gonna put in B. This game like has a cult following now, and it's a decent game. I just don't get the hype. Is it a good solid game? Yes. I don't think it's like this crazy special, never been done this way before kind of thing. Quiet Place. I didn't actually hate this game as much as I thought I was going to, especially like being a stealth game. And for anyone that's been around here long enough knows I don't like stealth games that well. I think it was kind of fine. Ooh, Narcosis. This was a weird game, and then the ending to it actually redeemed it. If it didn't have the ending it did, it would definitely be like a D tier game. Well, Quiet Place isn't refunds? No. Not even close. The only thing I hated about A Quiet Place was like, there's like 1 or 2 segments that like really did not give you leniency. Like the monsters just up your ass. I'll put this in C. I want to put this higher, but I don't think it belongs in this tier. Didn't like Indica? Nah, I wasn't a fan. It's a game kind of like Hellblade. It's definitely better than Hellblade 2. But I think the story is pretty whack, and then it just kind of ends. Like, it starts kind of getting interesting, and then it just ends. One Button Bosses. This is a really cool and fun game that kind of... It needed more. I don't know... I kind of want to put this in A. Deep discount? Yeah, I mean, if you want to play it, I'd say definitely wait for a sale, but it's not like a horrible game. I didn't vibe with it too much. This one I might drop down. Portal Revolution. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember playing this. This is where I'm gonna pull up my own YouTube video. So I played a couple different Portal mods. I don't remember specifically what this one was. Loaded Revolution. Okay, this is the sequel to Portal 2. The unofficial one. Okay, well, that's way too zoomed in. I don't remember the main gimmick of this one. There was one, like with the red portal. So I want to rate it like fairly, but I don't. Yeah, I remember this kind of part, but I do not remember playing this. I mean, it's Portal 2, so, like... Okay. A? Maybe? Like, it's hard to put it in A when I don't remember it. But it's, like, it's Portal 2. How could I have hated it? We played it 9 months ago. It's hard to justify that being there. Another Crab's Treasure. This is an A. Pretty solid, even if the devs are, you know, some lame asses. You know, even if I did have a Twitter beef with the devs for a day, it's still a solid game overall. Betamax. It's a cool puzzle game. Okay, I'm gonna put this in B, not because of the quality of the game, just because it's too short. The dev's really cool. He was in chat for most of the running and breaking it. And I really enjoyed it. It's just 20 levels. So that's like the only reason I want it put higher. Personally, Black Myth Wukong. The big talking point of the year for a lot of people. I beef with another Crab's Treasure devs because there's a speedrun challenge going on, and then they went to Twitter instead of going to the event organizers to request a change and put money on the line. Like, we'll pay. It was like, we'll do an extra 5K if you switch categories because of like the speedrun techs, like they're using lame ass tech in this run, and I just didn't like the way they handled it. Like just putting down the any % route because they wanted something a little less broken, which, you know, it's fair to want. It's just the way they approached it. I was not happy. I think it's a shitty way for devs to put that stuff out there. I'm gonna put this in C. I would have put this in B until the final boss. We actually did not beat the final boss because I fucking hated it. And my hands were starting to actually cramp on controller. So that alone knocks it down to C. Boxes, a lost fragment. Another C. There's gonna be a lot of C. C is just the average tier. Oh my god, okay, maybe I have to zoom in. There's no way I can like really capture this. So we're gonna have like, we have all of these to go, by the way. Yeah, fun little puzzle game. Anything that does like the room style puzzle stuff's always fun. It's just, most of them don't ever like, I mean, even the room games and the house adventure games, they're not difficult by any means. It's just, you gotta click on it and shit. A lot of games this year. It's 110 between main games and the DLCs. We got 110 of these to go through. Creepy Shift. This is D tier. Cool concept, but they didn't really do much with it. Alright, now we have the Dark Picture games. Ooh, okay. I want to start in order. Man of Medan. Honestly, this is going in D. Yeah, I don't think it necessarily belongs with these, but I definitely like this one the least. I think it was like, they sold the premise out too early and it was too obvious, and then the characters are just kind of not interesting. So I'm also kind of comparing these against the other ones I played. Little Hope. Also D tier. Better than Man of Medan, but the ending completely ruined the game for me. House of Ashes, up to a B. Much better done, cooler story. I like the characters quite a bit. Normal distribution, yeah. You know, just how things to do. The Devil in Me, I liked less than House of Ashes. I don't know if it initially belongs in C. I'm also, by the way, I'm not gonna rate them in tiers. That would take too long and too much thinking. So like, This list is not saying a little to the left is better than Trepang 2 or anything like that. It's just, they're all Bs. At that point, they're all equal. Yeah, I liked it better than a lot of these games. We'll put it in B as well. I don't know if House of Ashes should jump up to an A. That one might move. Elden Ring. Good old Elden Ring. We did play. This is not Shadow of the Archery. We have not played it yet. This is Elden Ring base game. S tier. Fucking. How could it not be? Amazing game. Sheesh. Yeah, like it's. That's an easy one. Don't think more needs to be said. Far Away 2. Where to place? Okay, we'll just put this one next to it. I don't know why. This is mostly in alphabetical order, but some jump. Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. Would be the only Five Nights at Freddy game I've played, and honestly, pretty good. Worked as a 2D game. It's the DLC, Chapo, and this is just casual stuff. Speedrun. We're doing a speedrun tier list after this. Casual stuff, and this is just a Blade Kisser DLC. Forgive Me Father 1. We have Forgive Me Father 2 on the list as well. This is a pretty fine game. Definitely better than the second. Oh, Gris. I didn't remember playing. Oh, we played this early on in the year. Okay. So I want to play Neva at some point, which is the same devs. The game just came out and it's critically acclaimed now. I think it's a B tier game. I didn't know, Victor, you did a remix of this. Okay. Not really looking for vocals at the moment, but you know, it's fine. Did not play any Pokemon games this year. Prem was pretty cool. I probably liked it about the same as Into the Pit. Yeah. Still Wakes the Deep. I don't think this is S tier. I do think it's a solid A. I wanted some more of the mythos to come through, especially near the end. It kind of like, not just ends, but it just kind of, I want more from it, but yeah. Really solid game. And the devs are really cool too. They've sent me a Christmas sweater. That like lights up and stuff. Really cool. Which is nice of them. The Baby in Yellow. This was not what I was expecting to be. It's like an escape room kind of game. I was expecting like enemy just stalks you around kind of game. So I'll put that in B. Wow, stuff and refunds. I can't make this list like any smaller. I wish I could make it wider. That might help. The Bridge Curse games. The Bridge Curse was still cooler than I thought it was going to be. We'll put that in B. Bridge Curse 1 because it wasn't in English. It was subtitles. I mean, even if I take Game of the Year out, it's still like... This one, Tamori. This wasn't really a bad game. It just kind of went for something, and I didn't really vibe with it, but the dev's cool. And there's like a whole series of these, so maybe that's where I'm like failing to get the connection, but yeah, for me that's in there. Is this White Day 2? Do I see the other White Day on here? Okay, yeah, okay, this is White Day 2. Definitely different. from the first white day. I don't really know where to rank this one. Probably just gonna throw it and see. Based in the country? No. I guess I'll, well, let me, where's the other white day at? Can never find this damn thing. Okay, there it is. This is the remake, which I ran the original, like 2001 white day way back in the day, and I just never got around to playing the remake until this year. But it did a pretty good job. It was very, very similar. Like a really good adaptation of the original to that, which was cool. Hell of an Office. This was that platforming stapler gun game. It was pretty B-tier. You know, as far as 3D platformers, speedrun style stuff, it was kind of a cool like rocket jump mechanic, and the story is alright. Indigo Park. I don't know if it's there. I'm gonna put it in D. I know there's a big fan base for Indigo Park. This just seems like fucking... As far as horror mascot genre, I did not vibe with it. It was basically a demo, and then also it's a game that suffers from me having seen like so much hype and stuff around it. And I was just like, maybe it's something a little special, and then it's just like not even a thing. But Industria. This one's kind of hard to rate. Because there's a lot that was cool about this game. There's a lot that wasn't cool. And it was very buggy as well. This is like the German BioShock game. That actually, I wanted to run, but it seems like you have to down patch to run it, and I didn't want to down patch. I was too lazy to do it. I think it goes in this tier. I am looking forward to the second game though. Second game looks pretty cool. Killer Frequency. I really like this game. I had a lot of fun with Killer Frequency. I'm surprised it's not talked about as much, especially among horror fans. I thought the game was really cool. I like that one quite a bit. Light Matter. This is the game that wanted to be Portal really badly. S. Nah. For me, S has to be like something like really special. Like I don't think I liked Killer Frequency any more than I like Still Wakes the Deep. As far as like puzzle games go, oh man, maybe B. I want to put that in C, but just looking at what I have in these categories, it feels more like a B. This is like a very low B. It was amazing. It was amazing. A for amazing. Lauren's Lore. Oh. Where do we rate Lauren's Lore? This is an interesting one for sure. I also know a lot of the complaints I had about this game kind of got looked into. I don't know how much, but I feel like if I had waited a week or waited a month to play this, I probably would have enjoyed it way more. But playing it on release was a rough experience. Oh man. I think I just remember a lot of the frustration behind it and not like the interesting parts about it. And I also just think Baton Brutal being the same sort of like climbing platforming stuff made me realize how much this one could have done better. I want to put it in D. I just don't think it's that bad. This is another like super low C, maybe super high D. I'm just kind of okay. Before I rate this, let me look at it. Then like more everyone. This is probably the most I've gotten either requested to play it or people telling me this looks like my kind of game. Which when I saw the trailers, I didn't think so, but then everyone kept saying that, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. Yeah, this was the dark cave part. I'm trying to remember if there's anything I actually liked about this game. The city was kind of cool, like the hanging city. Oh, you know what? Nope. Yep, this castle part. Nope. Yep. Nope. It's D. Yeah, I was like, I think I'm almost done with this game, so I don't want to rage quit. I just want to finish it. But nope. That was almost. This is actually almost refund here. Remembering that part. Yep. Yep. Nope. This is another one kind of like the room stuff. Where did I put far away and stuff and boxes there? This had a lot of really weird puzzles to it. I'm gonna put it in D. There's a sequel I want to play, but haven't gotten there yet. No Rest for the Wicked, the Souls-like game from the Ori devs, which is also early access. This one, I might put this in A. I really want, like, I don't know how much they've updated. They've not done too many updates, but I'm waiting for like a full release to jump back into it. But this is a game that, like, as soon as it's in a full release, I'm jumping back into it. I think about this game a lot, actually. Paper Trail, ooh. This also might be an A. I really enjoyed this game. This is the puzzle game where you like fold at the screen to do puzzles. I really like that one. Just looking at B tier, which is where my initial thought was, I think it's better than these games. I almost need like a mid tier here. Please Touch Our Arc 2. I mean, I remember what this game is. I don't really remember playing this one. I don't think this one's gonna rate too highly. Let me. There's like collecting stuff. Yeah, this is the one where you like go through art. I think I like this one more than the first. I don't really remember how I felt about playing it though. A Diablo-like? I mean, it's a Souls-like kind of game. So I remember an article or something talking about No Rest for the Wicked, or not even No Rest for the Wicked. It was before they announced the game, where they said Ori and the Blind Forest, the Ori series, was their studio's Mario, and the game they're working on, which turned out to be No Rest for the Wicked, was going to be their Zelda. I think that's pretty appropriate. I'm gonna put this in C. I think it was an adequate puzzle game. Poppy 3. I think I rage quit this one. Nope, that's refund tier. I did not enjoy my time in that. That also had a lot of performance issues. Yeah, that final boss fucking, nope, not good. Angerfoot. This is like a B tier game. I don't think it's good enough to be A. Bending the Secrets of the Machine. This was like the teaser thing that came out. It was only available for like a day or something. That's refund tier 2. That was awful. Usually like a teaser or something should get you hyped for the game. This made me not hyped for the series at all. Devilated. Ooh. I kind of want to put Devilated in S. That might be a crazy thing to say. Oh, that's kind of S tier. I'm doing it. There's not many games where I ever want to do a second playthrough, especially on stream. And I just ended up vibing with that a lot. It's got issues, especially having done runs of it. I can't take runs into account for this. This is just casual stuff. But I think the positives vastly outweigh any negative that the game had, which is just some jank here and there. Yeah, it just becomes one of the most batshit insane FPS games I've ever played. I just like that a lot. Don't Be Afraid 1. That might be a refund tier. Where'd I put this? Where'd I put the first one? I don't even see the first one anymore. Oh, I put that in C. I want to drop that one. Flathead. This is a refund tier. This is the higher or lower game. I did not vibe with that at all. I was not a fan. Forgive Me Father 2, which we played before the first one. I think if I had played this after having played the first game, I probably would rate this lower. I think it's a solid C game, but the first one definitely is the better of the two. This game was kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's interesting enough to be in B. I think it's an adequate C game. Okay. This one surprised me. If you had asked me last year when I was looking at games to be interested in, this one would rate pretty highly. Ribbon. Refund tier. I did not vibe with Ribbon at all. This seems like a game that should be up my alley, you know, but I did not have a I did not have a single fun time in Ribbon. Like, none of the puzzles were just interesting. It was all like environmental stuff, and it was so sluggish and obtuse. Sally Face. Oh, okay. This one we played super early on in the year. Which is kind of interesting, you know, another 2D horror game. This one just went on for so long. Like, I want to put it low, because by the end, it just felt like it was going on forever and ever and ever. But I think it was overall kind of an interesting title. It's like, maybe C? So I'm kind of comparing this against Clem and Prem, which are other 2D horror games. I might rate that one lower. Alright, back to shooters. Sulaco. Refund here. No. It's for the devs. The devs did tell me to put it in refund tier. Is this an A or a B? My gut instinct says A. But there's a couple things holding it back, potentially. One, it's not a full game. I mean, No Rest for Wicked's not a full game either. So, yeah, that justification kind of works against itself. I'm thinking about speedrun stuff, too. I got some gripes. Got some gripes with the devs. They patched, like, the only glitch that I found. They even give me a week. I want to put it lower just out of spite. I just can't. That's bottom A, bottom tier A. Okay, the first game that we played this year, Sigil. I don't remember which of these two is Sigil and which one's Sigil 2. I think this is the first Sigil, and I don't really remember playing them, to be honest. They're definitely difficult. I had fun with them. Payday 3. Payday 3 is also another game that I just not play enough of to justify it being on this list. There's a handful of games that did not make the list because we just didn't play enough to justify it being on here. Stream moments disconnected from the subathon timer. Okay, we're connected. Cool. I don't really remember playing these. Okay, I saw it. Okay, let me. I don't remember what levels these were. I mean, they're old school Doom. They're always solid. They also just like they didn't really add much to the old thing, like Legacy of Rust did. You know, Legacy of Rust added new character, new enemies, new weapons and stuff. The reason I may not rate them as high. Yeah, I really don't remember. No, Sigils. The stuff that John Romero made, like, on his own. Legacy of Rust was the new episode, which we already have an A. Like, comparing against that, would I put it in B tier? It's where I need tiers within tiers. I need sub tiers, right? Like, I don't think I liked it as much as Legacy of Rust. But once again, this added new stuff to the game. But I also don't think it was like B tier. I want to put them here for now. I'm going to kind of view them as the same thing as well. In my mind, they kind of are. Yeah. Alright, Squirrel with a Gun. Now, where to place Squirrel with a Gun? What is this song? Skip that one. Squirrel with a Gun was an interesting thing that kind of like that by the time it was over, I was like, all right, I'm you know, kind of sick of it. The bosses weren't necessarily great. Yes, no. This is either B or C. I think it was fun enough. Yeah, I think that belongs there. Tales of Iron. It's the 2D rat Souls-like game, which the second game is coming out at the end of the month, I think. Sometime soon, Tales of Iron 2 comes out, and I want to play that. I'm gonna put this in C. I think the game itself was fun. It's just the thing that was really annoying and stopping me from putting it higher is no fast traveling. Yeah, you just have to walk everywhere, and if you have to backtrack, it's just a pain in the ass. That's why it's going there. The House of Da Vinci games. I'm only seeing 2 on here. There should be 3. Oh, 3 is down here, okay. I'm also seeing The Neighbor on here. This should not be on here. This is a game that I didn't mean to have on this list. I mean, I'll put it on the list, but yeah. Put it there because, yeah, it just fucking... From like the get-go, I had to go and look up solutions to this, and then it had so many soft locks and crashes that it just, like, we didn't finish it. The House of Da Vinci 1 and 2 are interesting because I technically played these off stream years ago and then we replayed them on stream. They're definitely better than boxes, so we'll put them in B. But I don't remember them really doing anything like super special. Especially looking at A. Like I feel like A's gotta bring something new. By the time we finish, yeah. There's also just some like really frustrating parts. Like there's the water slide and scroll with the gun that like you just could not get the thing. Some of the controls were too wonky. Ooh, mortuary assistant. I'm sure anyone that watched that playthrough kind of could guess. If it's not here, it's D. Yeah, I did not fuck with mortuary assistant. Not even out of a horror thing, it's way too repetitive for what it is. The Sinking City. I need to look this up. So we played The Sinking City and Call of Cthulhu like back to back. I can't remember which of the 2 Sinking City is. Hey, Russ, you really mean it? Yeah. For something to be that high on the list for me, it's got to be something I enjoy. Like the way I've always viewed this, and I kind of go against myself here, is like S tier. I feel like these are games that I would recommend to anyone who games. Like even if you don't play these genres, I think these are like crazy good games that like even if you don't play Souls-like, I'm like, yeah, you should play Elden Ring, right? A tier is kind of like if you really like the genre, these are like the top of it. Like I'm not gonna recommend Sulaco to someone who doesn't play shooters, but if you like shooters, I recommend playing this. Like if you don't like horror games, I'm not gonna, well, I mean maybe this one's the same, but yeah, that's the way I kind of view these tiers of like this I recommend to everybody, and this is like I recommend if you really like the genre. But even then there's some crossfade. It's like Talos Principle 2 is not one that I can recommend to people outside of puzzle games, but it's just so fucking good as a puzzle game that like I feel like everyone should play that at some point, even if I know they won't. Sinking City. This is more the RPG one, right? Yeah, this is more the detective one. Okay. And Call of Cthulhu? I don't even... Okay, Call of Cthulhu... So we play these like days apart, I feel like almost back to back. This is the one that had like the insane asylum in it, right? Yeah. For me, The Sinking City is definitely a D. I think it completely failed at what it was trying to do. Like the whole detective stuff, I really just didn't vibe with in that game. Call of Cthulhu, I think's a... I want to put it in B. This might be a C. I don't remember it that well. Played it 8 months ago. Yeah, when you play 110 games in a year, you're gonna kind of forget some stuff. Yeah, like it does. I hear you and you're hiding from it in a library? I don't know. I'm just looking more at this game. Oh, that was this one. It was Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu was the Sherlock clone. Trying to remember how much I liked it. I think this is a B. Like, just looking at the two in terms of just how much I enjoyed stuff, I think that's in a B. I think that's a B tier. Oh, the star named Eos. I actually really like this, but it was like really short. And it wasn't super in-depth on the puzzles. It was kind of like a point and find. They also have another game that I want to play at some point. Need to play the short games? Oh, I have them. Like, they're on my to-play list. We just didn't have time to get to them. I'm gonna put that in C. This bed we made. This might be a B. Wasn't quite the game I thought it was gonna be. But it was a pretty fun time. Enjoyed that one. I made the wrong choice in my like sidekick. I remember that. But alright, Tormenture. It was like a B. It's another one that was like, I don't know if there's a name for the genre of like the Inscription kind of thing where spooky stuff's happening and then you like it's crossfading into real life and you're never sure what's going to happen next, and you know there's multiple realities going on, like meta horror kind of stuff. It doesn't live up to like Inscription obviously and Daniel Mullen's games, but overall it's kind of cool. Got some secrets. Void Rot. The Hollow Knight-esque Metroidvania. That was a B game. This is a very high B. I had a lot of fun with it. Except for getting lost. Got lost quite a bit in that one. Withering Rooms. This might be that. I think that's an S. An ARG. I mean, it's not really an ARG. It's not like going outside the game. Yeah, I really liked Withering Rooms. Like, for what that game is, it doesn't seem like it'd be that cool of a concept, but I vibed with that game heavily. Really big fan. Wizard of Wings. This is like a D tier. It's another puzzle box thing. I think Withering Rooms is an S, yeah. I really enjoyed it. Wrath Aeon of Ruins. Oh. It was like a D tier. I didn't think it was, but comparing it against like Forgive Me Father 2, this is one of the slowest, like, painstaking FPS games I've played. I didn't hate it, so it's definitely not refund worthy, but like, in terms of my personal enjoyment for FPS games, this is like the thing I enjoy the least. Like, going very slowly and being meticulous and peeking around corners. This one I don't feel like should necessarily be on the list. I'm surprised I put it on the list. But we did play a bit of it on stream. I guess is why I grabbed the thumbnail. But I played a lot of this offline afterwards. I played a lot of this offline. This is a good game for when I need to not think. I can just turn on music and run around solving puzzles endlessly for hours. I don't know where I'd rate this. Warriors of Early Access for Wrath, not even finish it. Yeah, it's slow. It is a very slow FPS game. I want to put this in A. I've not played that game yet, Owen, but I've heard good things about it. It's on my list to check out eventually. Like, honestly, it shouldn't be on the list. Islands of Insight is not free to play. It was free to own for like a certain amount of time, but it's not a free to play game. Which does not affect its rating at all. No, it was free on Steam for like a week. Well, I'm saying I shouldn't put it on the list because I played most of my time in the game offline. So we only did the one stream before SGDQ. And then I put in a lot. Oh, how many hours am I up to in this game? Well, I have 15 hours in the game, but I played like, I don't know, 6 to 8 on stream on a different account. So there's some tutorial nonsense. So like, I have double the time offline as I did online. It's the only reason I want to put it on the list. There are some other games that are like time waste kind of games I just kind of throw on off stream to relax to. Not like linear games, like a lot of tower defense kind of stuff that I just don't put on here. But let's find Larry. This was like an interesting concept, but I had a lot of bugs with it, and it was short. If I didn't have the bugs that I did, it'd probably be a C tier game. I like the concept though. Ooh, Lost in Random. This is another hard choice between A and B. I really like this game. I'm surprised more people haven't played Lost in Random. And they've got more, like this studio has more stuff coming out soon, which looks really cool. Is it A-worthy? I'm gonna place it here for now, but I might readjust that. Massacre at the Mirage? This is a D. Or not a D, a refund. It kind of had some stuff going for it, but at the end of the day, does it belong in refunds? This might just be a D. As far as like indie horror stuff goes, yeah, we'll put a D. That's not refund worthy. Mullet Mad Jack. We'll talk about this one in the speedrun tier list after this as well. As far as a casual playthrough goes, like B. I think. Ooh, Nobody Wants to Die. This is a really cool game that, once again, like, I'm surprised not more was said about this game. I don't think it's A. It didn't stand out that much. I think it's a solid B, though. So I think that's a very high B. If we had like a separation, this would be on the higher side of things. Paperhead episode 0. I kind of vibed with this. Once again, it's like the first part of a full game, so it's kind of hard to give it like a decent rating. I'd put it in B, maybe C. I think it's a B. Man of the Adventurer 2. It's like a D. Maybe C. I'm not sure on that one. Not refund tier? No. I know they also like they got enough shit about the first puzzle game that they redid it, which is funny, but yeah, that first puzzle was not fun. And I had to look up some other stuff later on too, which is kind of eh. Gory Cuddly Carnage. Would I put this A? Yeah, it's the one that starts in the library and you watch tapes. Gory is surprisingly good. I just don't know if it's as good as everything else that's an A. Now I think about it, Lost and Random shouldn't be up there. I did really like this game. But it also wasn't like super in depth. I might move that one. I kind of want to get everything on the board and then we can figure it out from there. Proteus. I remember really liking Proteus. I actually thought about running this for a little bit too. I think it got a buff because I played it right after Wrath. I was like, wow, this is so much better than Wrath. I don't remember if this is an A or not. It's definitely B. It's definitely high enough for a B. Oh, Proteus, don't. I think the only thing stopping Proteus from being an A is the like death penalty and the fact that there is none. Dying is meaningless in this game, so it like stops all fear of doing anything. You lose no progression. You just kind of respawn in place. I'd really like it though. I think this is the stage where I really realized dying had no consequences. It also just gets really insane, I think, from this point. Yeah, it is pretty sick. I thought about running this for a while. I just did not have the time to look into it. So here's where we have an issue. I think this is better than all of the games in B. but I don't think it's A-worthy either. Like, looking at all of these other games, I don't think it's... I might move some of these up to S, honestly. Or maybe have an S plus tier. I might make these S plus and then separate some of these. Okay. Puppet House. So the other, like, escape room thing. This was, like... an alright thing. Kind of just a solid C. The horror part wasn't really there. The puppet was kind of just a thing. Remnant 2. I believe this is just all of the DLCs. Or at least 2 of the DLCs. I don't remember if it's all 3 or not. So at least Forgotten Kingdom DLC and the Dark Horizon DLC, so the last 2. Remnant's always a game. Every time I go back to it, I end up with the feeling of I want to like this game more than I do. I think it's fine, but it's always just missing something. Yeah. Sorry, we're closed. It's another recent addition to the list. I think this is a fine game. I just don't think it's for me. Which this is my own tier list, so I have to keep that in mind. You're supposed to vibe with the characters more and really get into the world of things. I think it's definitely better than the stuff down here. But yeah. I think if we're talking about just objectively the games and not my own experience, this is higher on the list, but you know, obviously we're talking about objectives in my experience, so. Tekken 8. This is an interesting one that I might make a separate ranking for altogether. Because the story mode is what I should rate this on, right? Because this is all like single player stuff and I've kept my multiplayer experiences off the list. But we'll talk about that one in a second, hold on. Jawbreaker. That's a rough indie game. That one's rough. Honestly, it's looking at it, I liked it better than some of these other horror games that's going in D. we'll move it out. Phantom Abyss. Man, it's such a shame what happened to this game. Doesn't matter where I put this one. I just want to talk about this game for a second. It was in early access for so long and it finally came out of early access and it was really cool. You know, we ran it for a bit. I really enjoyed it. The devs just never updated this game. Never did any type of post-launch content and it's so sad. So it really could have been something. And they just completely dropped the ball. Which maybe it didn't do well enough to like warrant that, but I feel like it had a decent player base. You know, even like a level editor would have gone a long way, which that's a lot of work, but like any sort of extra levels, another boss, more whips, something would have been cool. I don't know where to rate this one. Now I'm sad. Can I put this in the I'm just sad this game didn't get updates column? Yeah, new rooms to swap in. I mean, I don't know how hard that would be, but just something. Like, they didn't even do, like, bug fixes or anything, really. They just, here's the game, and then just never updated it. Because I was waiting. I would check Steam, like, once a month. I was like, all right, have they added anything to this game? It's like, yeah, I ran it, but it kind of got old after a while. So like if they add new levels, add new content, like maybe it'll revive it. I think I am gonna make a separate S plus list because I need to break up A. This is better than the games down here, but it's not like the same as some of these. Didn't play during EA. Yeah, I mean I think a lot of people maybe got burnt out during the early access too, but. Ooh, Slayers X, the Blair Special. Like a C. it had some charm, but I was definitely ready for this game to be done. Like I ended up just like sprinting to the finish line to get through that game. Is this game trying to kill me? This is kind of like Tormenture, but not as good. It's charming though. This is like a B. It's kind of short. Jack Holmes, Master Puppets. All right, I'll say this about this game. If this game didn't have the amusement park where you could ride the rides, it would definitely be like refund tier. But the rides saved it. And there's also like that one walkthrough part with the animatronic that just went fucking Dark Souls mode. This might be a C. This is an awkward one. I don't think it's a C-worthy game, but I think the experience of playing it on stream was C-worthy. Clash in the Clouds. I don't think it's as bad as some of these, but yeah, Clash in the Clouds was something pretty gross. All right, how do I add? Isn't it like this? Add a row above. We're gonna S, and then these are gonna be S plus. We're gonna move Indiana Jones here. So Wicked. All right, and then we're gonna add a row above here. But okay. And we're going to title this Game of the Year. Oop. Multiplayer. And that's where Tekken's going. Because I can't rate Tekken 8 on story mode alone. It's impossible for me to. Right? I just can't. It can't be done. It's my Game of the Year for multiplayer alone. I mean, I think Still Wakes the Deeps is like a really solid horror game. Like, it's the same way I feel about like the rest of these. The same as like Indiana Jones. It's a solid game, a solid good game. All right, I'm definitely happy that these two tiers are broken up though. So I gotta figure out which of these is gonna go up. Are there cases to be made for any more of these B tiers to go up to A? Look, I'm not going to say Still Wakes the Deep bribed their way to the top of the lists. But they might have had some influence, okay? They might have pushed their way up. I think I can move Gory to A. Lost in Random. Scroll's not an A. No, 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 no. I think Lost in Random might be an A for me. This is just the DLC for Trepang. This is just the Blade Kisser DLC. No, I think Molten Magic's a B. When I'm comparing it against like Sulaco and Proteus, I don't think it's as good of a FPS game. Same for Angerfoot in this tier. I was just looking on something. Voidrot. I did really like Voidrot. I don't know if this is an A. I kind of want to put this up here. I'm thinking about my overall enjoyment for these. Now that it's not like comparing it against these games, no, it's not. But if we're comparing it against the rest of these, I think Voidrot kind of belongs there. There's a case to be made for Darkwood being up there, but so I'm not rating in the things at all. Yeah, Alan Wake 2, people asked about this one earlier. That's just the DLC. And I haven't played the second DLC yet, so that's just the first DLC. The one with like the different characters. I think overall I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm happy with that now. Okay. The moment of truth for our game of the year that's not Tekken 8, because Tekken 8 has claimed the game of the year for me. And I'll say this, because last year we had Lies of P as my game of the year. Because not only was it just a solid game, but Lies of P was the game that convinced me to think about a genre that I previously had written off, being Souls-like. And like now I'm fully on board the Souls-like train, right? Tekken 8 has done that for fighting games. I used to not care about fighting games at all, but Tekken 8, I'm like, all right, I'm about them now. I got it. So our game of the year, that's not Tekken 8. Put an asterisk by it. Is Elden Ring. Between those, I don't think as much as I love the other three, it's gotta be Elden Ring. It's just too good. It's just too good. You just can't beat it. Boo. Get him off the stage. Nah, I mean, I like Withering Rooms. I like Devolated. I like the DLC for Talos Principle 2, but this also does not include Shadow of the Erdtree, because I haven't played it yet. But yeah. The only reason this would ever get knocked down is for extreme experience, because holy shit, I've never had backseating in a game more than Elden Ring. But here's the thing. This is the true game of the year. I just don't want to post this on Twitter with this being the game of the year. Tekken 8 is my game of the year, for sure. Game of the year that released this year. I mean, it'd have to be between Devil Ate It and Withering Rooms. I mean, I think between the two, it'd go to Devil Ate It. Not indie. I like indie. I just think it's too recent. I think in a couple months' time, when I can think about this objectively, also because I've been doing speedruns for the past week, I don't think it's... I think it has some problems. Especially like the ending to the story. It just kind of like... They're like, alright, we need to wrap it up now. We're running out of time, we gotta wrap it up, and it just kind of ends in a weird way. I mean, I guess I could do it. Oop. Oh shit, where's things are going? Game of the year that released this year. We'll do it that way. We good? So game key? I mean, most of these I was given a game key for. Let me put a D on that. Game of the year puzzle games. Tekken 8 came out this year, pretty sure. Like 99% sure. Yeah, it's 2024. I mean, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the thing I should. This is my game of the year. I'm growing the stones to do it. I'm doing what no other gamer wants to do. Putting Tekken as game of the year. Doing it. Fuck Elden Ring. If I'd played Shadow of the Erdtree, maybe we'd get around to a different story. Alright, there's our lists, you know. I can't get this in a single screenshot, so I need to, let's see. Do A through B, or I guess Game of the Year through B. And I'll do the rest. So if you missed any of these playthroughs and want to watch them, all of these are on YouTube. Well, except for The Neighbor, which should not have been on this list. Because I actually didn't really finish it. Alright, now let me do the brave thing here and post these to social media so people can yell at me. Alright, now I need to put together another tier lists. So now we're going to do the fun one. You know what? You're right. I should... Oh, before I... Oh, God. Delete that. You're right. You're so right for that. You know what? Are you happy? You're gonna make a very, very sad developer. when they see this updated tier list. You know, okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. Well, we'll rate the top 5. Top 5 games. There you go. These are in order. Now they're in order.